Yo, my people, I'm really Gooner here, back with the player ratings after the West Ham Arsenal game yesterday. 3-3, and it was a shoddy, dismal performance. And yeah, man, like, I didn't want to do the player ratings yesterday because I wanted to watch back over the game today and attack it with a fresh mind. Just so I know that I'm not acting emotionally and impulsively. I'm being proper rational and fair with the ratings. So yeah, man, obviously before we get into it, don't forget to like, comment and subscribe to the channel and follow me on Instagram too at Unruly Gooner. So yeah, man, the game was dead yesterday. No one really showed up and done their thing. So yeah, let's get into the player ratings. Obviously, you lot let me know if you agree or disagree, like in the comments, and what you might have given. So first up, I'm going to start with Leno, obviously the goalie. I gave him a 4. I gave him a 4 for his performance yesterday. I don't think he was particularly great or commanding. He was at fault for one of the goals. The first one, I don't think he really had a chance on that goal. It was a great strike from Lingard. The second goal, however, I do believe, even though it was poor play that led to it, which we'll get to, the final phase resulted in a weak, timid shot from Bowen with his right foot. A left-footed player shooting his right foot at your near post, which Leno should be covering. I expect him to make that save 9 times out of 10, even 10 times out of 10, to be honest. That shouldn't be going in. That's poor from a goalie that I rate, a goalie of his standard. So yeah, man, so I put it down to him. And other than that, he didn't really have much more to do in the game. West Ham weren't really on to us. They only had 5 shots on target for the whole game, 3 of them which resulted in their goals. The other 2, I think he made a save from Declan Rice in the second half, and the other one was like a little timid shot from Lingard. So yeah, he didn't have much to do, but what he did have to do, he didn't do well. So I give him a 4 because yeah, I don't think that was one of his best performances. Next, right back, Callum Chambers, who for me was probably he got given man of the match on Sky. I feel like he had a great game yesterday. That's one of his best games in an Arsenal shirt, actually. And he's starting to kick on, man. He had a good game against Burnley last time, and I think the man of the match was probably well deserved. He contributed to at least 2 of our goals. The first one, he crossed in for Lacazette to finish, and then the second one, the own goal, he crossed it in and the guy hit into his own net. And other than that, he was constantly putting in balls, man, the whole game, up and down. The only fault that he probably did have was for the first goal. He got caught out, getting a bit too tight with a 1-2, which then led to Antonio running down the line and cutting it back. So yeah, other than that, I think it was a kind of flawless performance from him, man. And he was let down by his teammates because that should have been a man of the match performance on the end of a win, really, not a 3-3 draw, you get me? So yeah, I'll give him a 7. You done well yesterday, Chambers. After him, Mari, who played centre-back with Luiz. Murray's been pretty stable recently as well, you know, he's been on form. I'll give him a 4. I'll give him a 4 as well for his performance. I don't think it was one of his best games yesterday. He's had much more better games in the Arsenal shirt. He's been really, really reliable since he's been there, since he's been in the team. Quite unfortunate to get dropped on occasion off the back of good performances. So I don't think that helps either. I don't think that helps his rhythm because you're not settled. Our back 4 keeps on changing. It hasn't been settled. It's not the same back 4 every game. So I don't think that helps the continuity. And you know, just like you build partnerships and relationships with people that you play with on the pitch. So if you're not in all the time, then it's gonna jeopardise your performance, and it showed. I think Murray wasn't great yesterday. He was at fault for their 3rd goal as well. He was the deepest defender when Antonio headed it down. Souček then got to the end of it and directed it in. I mean, if Murray wasn't allowing the rest of the back 4, then Souček would have been offside. So yeah, I put him at fault for that goal, and yeah, for that I give him a 4, man. Next, David Luiz. I gave David Luiz a 4 as well. Again, he's been alright recently. He's been like the mainstay in the defence. Him and Tierney have been the only ones that have been really consistent in terms of being in their positions every game. So he either partners Gabriel or Mari. But yesterday, I don't think it was one of his best games. He was at fault for me. He was at fault for the first goal. He should have engaged Antonio after the 1-2 and Chambers got caught out. Antonio was running with the ball and he was just backing off all the way to the box. And he should have really engaged him, gone and tried to tackle him and made up his mind, or sent him down the line and put him on his left foot to try and cross it in. Like, he just made it really easy for Antonio. Gave him the option to look up and then cut it back to Lingard. So that was really poor from David Luiz, a very experienced defender. and he should be doing better in that situation there. So yeah, he was at fault for that goal. He was also part of the mess, the shambles, with the second goal when everyone turned their back on it, not switched on. He's another one again. He should be experienced. He should have got someone on the ball or been organising or be switched on so that goal wouldn't have happened. And also the third goal, he gets beaten in the air by Antonio, gets bullied. Antonio nods it down for Souček to score. So yeah, he had a part to play in all 3 goals yesterday. So if anything, a 4 is probably even a bit too much. I might even downgrade that to a 3. I want to change that to a 3. David Luiz gets a 3 for yesterday, so I'm not happy with his performance yesterday. And hopefully, yeah, he needs to fix up during this break and come back a bit fresher for the next game. Next up, Tierney. Tierney left back. Tierney is someone who's really a consistent performer every game, every week. You know what you normally get from Tierney. He's very, very consistent, very assured in his work, going forward and defensively, and probably one of our best players. But yesterday was as bad a performance I've seen him have for a little while. I gave him a 3 for yesterday's performance. I feel like he was part to blame in the second goal. When the ball goes dead, it's on the left hand side. Bowen's his man that he's up against. He switched off. Part of the 4 or 5 men that switched off, moaning at the ref, turning around, back to play, back against the ball, rather than standing over the ball, allowing them to take the free kick. He's walking off, feeling sorry for himself. Not good enough. Left Bowen by himself. Bowen's gone on and scored. So that was the second goal. The third goal, it come from Leno playing out the back. Leno's clipped it to him. He's on a bad touch inside. I think he's trying to pass to Xhaka, but he's passed it wayward, given away possession. Then he's chasing back, gone to stop the cross from Bowen, which he did, and then I think Kufal crossed it in for Antonio to head it down. But it all come from, it was a catalogue of errors from Tierney. He tried to recover his mistake, but he didn't manage to do that, and then it led to a goal ultimately. So he was at fault for a good couple of goals as well. So yeah, 3 from Tierney yesterday. But again, for him that's a one-off, because he's really, like I said, really consistent normally, and he normally turns up. So yeah, just a bad day at the office for Tierney and the whole team, to be honest. Yeah, next I got Partey midfield. And Partey is someone that I really enjoy watching play. I enjoy the physical presence that he has and the technical ability that he has, and that and what he brings to the team. He normally brings that quality, that subtleness, that composure. He's able to get on the ball in tight spaces, slow down play. But yesterday was one of his bad days, man. I give him a 4. I give him a 4. I think he was very sloppy in possession, giving the ball away a lot, especially in that first half. He was shocking. Another one that was part of that second goal where everyone switched off. He's moaning at the ref for an experienced player. He shouldn't be doing that. He should be, again, either on the ball or organising, being alert, but he wasn't. Poor from him, giving the ball away a lot yesterday, taking long. And another thing he needs to get out of his game, he keeps having these wild shots. He had these wild moments where we're trying to build an attack and he'll just swing a shot from the outside the box, and I don't think I've seen him hit the target yet. Always goes into Rose edge of the stand, and you just know it's coming. It's like I'm just begging him and screaming at Taylor for him not to shoot, but he always shoots. And yeah, he needs to get that out of his game, because obviously goals is not his thing. That first goal for Arsenal will come. It will come eventually, but just don't force it. I think sometimes he tries to force it and ends up just giving away possession, and that's ultimately not what you want to be doing. So yeah, man, bad day at the office again for Partey. But again, similar to Tierney, he's someone that is one of our reliable players, is one of our mainstays that I want to see going forward, that we can build from. And again, it's just a bad day at the office because he's normally quite consistent in his performance. So yeah, just a bad day. Next to him was Xhaka, equally as bad. Not as surprising though, coming from Xhaka. I gave him a 4. He wasn't on the pitch as long. But again, I don't think he brought anything to the game. I can't remember anything positive that he done. Another part of the bunch of 5 that switched off for the second goal. Poor. Someone that claims to be a leader, have leadership qualities. He should be organising the younger ones around him, the other players. But he wasn't, just moaning as he normally does, giving away silly fouls throughout the game, giving away sloppy possession. It's a bad day, but that's what we've come to expect from Xhaka now. The only thing that he didn't do yesterday was make a direct mistake that led to a goal. And that would have really just rounded off a typical Xhaka performance. But yeah, either way, still poor as usual, and he got a 4. On to the next one, Bukayo Saka. Another one who's been off form recently. He hasn't really been the same since he got rested at Leicester. He hasn't really been the same player, man. he hasn't really got back to that form that he was on before he was influencing every game. Goals, assists, creativity, being very productive in his play, very attack-minded. But yeah, no, yesterday was poor from him. The only positive thing I remember him doing was going through, trying to score the goal, and he missed it. Missed his chance one-on-one. That was a big chance. I could have made it 3-2 before half-time. He killed us there. And then he also gave away the foul for the second goal when everyone switched off. He gave away the foul. It was a needless foul on Antonio, edge of the box, because Antonio was running into Partey. He didn't need to make the foul, but he did. And that ultimately led to the goal as well. So poor from Saka. I don't know if he's still carrying a little bit of an injury or if he's just a bit tired, but we need him to get back to his best, because he was someone that was very influential for us and a very, very big player for us. So hopefully, again, it's a bad day at the office for him. I won't be too hard on him because he's young and he's been our best player this season. So yeah, it's a bad day at the office. Next, Ødegaard. Ødegaard for me was outstanding yesterday. I know it was a 3-3 game, we were losing 3-0, but he was one that was really carrying the fight to West Ham. He stood up, he wanted the ball, demanded the ball, was getting on it, making things happen, keeping us ticking over, reliable in possession, with good quality, passing forward, killer balls, and he had a hand in a lot of the goals as well. Like maybe not playing the actual assist pass, but doing the pre-assist, like the pass that sets up the goal, or the pass that sets up the pass to the goal, shall I say. Ødegaard was involved in everything. He's growing in the Arsenal shirt, man. He's growing. Every performance I see him, he gets better and better. And it's someone that I hope that we're looking to tie down long term. We can go talk to Real Madrid and try and get that sorted, man, because he's becoming a very, very important player for our team. In that number 10 role, he's given us a lot of productivity, and yeah, it's good stuff. So yeah, I thought along with Chambers, he was one of the best players on the pitch yesterday, easily. Like he showed the most quality of anyone on that pitch. So yeah, hopefully you can keep it up. He has a good international break, comes through, injury free, comes back and just kicks on again. So yeah, man, yeah, I'm going to give Ødegaard a 7. Same as Chambers, he gets a 7 because, like I said, he's one of the best players on the pitch. Next, I know another wing should be Aubameyang, but I want to leave him to the last because he's going to get a special mention today, a very special mention. So I want to go to Lacazette. Lacazette, again, for me, one of the best players on the pitch, along with Ødegaard and Chambers. He gets a 7. He had a hand in both in all 3 of our goals, really. He scored the one that we thought was his goal. It was an own goal, come off at Souček to make it 3-1 to get us back into the game. Yeah, that was an important goal because that allowed us to believe and to take our fight to them and get back into the game. So yeah, that was a good goal. Unfortunate not to get it actually, but it was going wide, so it was our own goal. And then other than that, he was getting involved in everything. Everything positive he was doing was coming through Lacazette and Ødegaard. They were dropping deep in the pockets, getting on the ball, linking up play, and just literally being a constant threat. And West Ham didn't really deal with it, and they couldn't really deal with it. The quality that they were showing and the forward passing, and Lacazette was unlucky not to have a hat-trick yesterday. He had another chance where Chambers played a beautiful ball outside the boot, just feathered it over the defence. Lacazette went to the lobbed off the goalie, but it got blocked off the line by Diop, and that was a good block off the line as well. Otherwise, that would have been 3-2 at the time. Yeah, other than that, Lacazette scored our 3rd goal as well. He scored our 3rd goal, which was obviously the equalising goal. And he was just a constant threat, man, putting himself about, reliable in possession, doing everything that you'd want from a focal point up front. And yeah, so again, I'll give Lacazette a 7, same as Chambers and Ødegaard. Yeah, so finally, Aubameyang. Mate, what a shocking performance from him yesterday, our captain. For me, he gets a 1. He gets a 1. And I'll tell you why he gets a 1. Because yesterday, he was non-existent. Started the game on the right-hand side for whatever reason. Had zero effect, done nothing. Everything that was coming to him was breaking down. Every time you have a good run of play, it would get to him and break down. He would give the ball away, bad touch, sloppy decision making, like he was not making runs off the ball. Poor. I think the only good thing he done in the first half was when he chased down Jesse Lingard and tackled him. And that's our winger, that's our best attacking player apparently. That's what he's doing. And that's the only thing I can remember he done. Positive. Other than that, he was poor, non-existent in the game. That like does nothing, and I'm struggling to realise now why this guy is our captain. Why he's always on the team sheet. I think he needs to be dropped for a sustained period of time now, because I think it's getting to the point now where I don't know if he just thinks that he's an automatic selection, but it's not warranted. It's not warranted. The guy is poor, and all his limited ability, he's getting shown up, he's getting found out now. Because you can't hide on the pitch. One place you can't hide is on that pitch. When you go out there, all eyes are on you, especially when you claim to be that guy. I'm gonna be watching you like a hawk. You don't do anything, bro. If you ain't scoring a goal, you bring nothing to the game. And sometimes the goal you're getting is like a tap-in or a penalty or something like that. Other than that, you don't bring nothing to the game. You can't dribble. There's no close control. There's no silky touch. No hold-up play. There's no presence up front. You don't put yourself about. You're not a nuisance. There's nothing. Like, it gives us nothing up top. And like I say, like, what's been happening over the past years is that his performances are being overshadowed by him just popping up and getting a goal. He'll play poor for the game, for the 90 minutes, but because he might get a goal, that gets forgotten about, and it's like, oh, Aubameyang, the saviour. But it's not that. It's really not that. And everyone needs to stop this talk. There's too many Aubameyang fanboys out there that are just gassing this guy up. Some groupies, bro, just gassing him up, and it's long, because ultimately he's hindering us. He's hindering us. We've shown time and time again that we don't actually need this guy up front. North London Derby is a perfect example of that. We coped throughout the game very well, like, and played very well. He's not an essential part of the team like he thinks he is, and like a lot of fans thought he was as well. He's not. This whole season's proved that. When it's time for him to come and deliver, he's not delivering. He's not delivering. Ever since he signed his contract, let's not forget he was putting us on a hold for the contract, toying with us, signed his contract, everyone's getting gassy, signed his contract. Since then, he's been bothered, been doing nothing. And I want to see everyone had that same energy for Ozil. When Ozil signed his contract and we weren't doing his thing after that, everyone was on to Ozil. Always hearing about the wages and rare, Ozil this, Ozil that. He's not doing anything, doesn't bring anything to the team. I want to see that same energy for Aubameyang. Because he ain't doing fuck all, bro. He ain't doing nothing. Everyone keeps talking about he's got credit in the bank. He won us the FA Cup, he done this. Not bruv. Well, because he scored a fucking penalty against Chelsea, and then obviously, he got one moment of brilliance against Chelsea where he skinned out Ødegaard and dinked it in for the goal. That's it. Quality. Other than that, I can't remember the last time you done that. I'm starting to think if that was just some kind of fluky goal or something, because I can't remember the last time you even scored a goal like that. You don't take on your man anymore. You don't do nothing, bruv. And like I said in my review, man needs to stop the comparisons thing, because comparing yourself to Henry, saying that man say that he plays like Henry and this, that, Kieran said he's the nearest thing to Henry. Nah, forget that. Even when I see him after he signed the contract and he's there on the pitch walking with Ian Wright saying that he wants to be a great captain like Vieira and Adams and all these people, bro, you will never be like them. Because you don't turn up, you're moist. When you're on the pitch, you're shy, you don't speak up, you don't organise, you don't lead by example. When we're losing, in fact, when it come to the post-match interviews, when we're losing, you don't even come out to do the interviews. You send flipping Tierney or Saka out to do it. So only when it's winning and things are going well, that's when we see Alba doing the interviews. Other than that, we don't see you. Chat about you want to go down as being one of the best strikers. But when I think about some of the strikers we've had at this club, Henry, Ian Wright, Anelka, Van Persie, Bergkamp, you don't rank. Aubameyang, you don't rank. You can't sit with them. You can't sit with them, bro. People need to forget this talk about the GOAT. Like this, you're not in that conversation, bro. You're not in that conversation. Seriously, you're not in that conversation. As Arsenal fans, we've got to take him off this pedestal that you guys put him on. Like, I've never had him on that pedestal because I've never rated him like that. I know his ability. He's a very, very, very limited footballer. His skill set is probably he's just pace. He's a pace merchant. That's it. And even that, he's not even effective at that. Someone that's got pace, someone like, let me compare him to someone in the Premier League. Someone like a Jamie Vardy. Vardy is very, very similar to Ødegaard, but what Vardy does that Ødegaard doesn't do, Vardy will put himself about. He will be a nuisance. He's a pest. He ain't stopping running. He's onto you, on your touch, pressing, high press. He plays on the shoulder, so any through ball, he's in. He's got defenders on their toes. They're worried. I bet if you ask any Premier League defender who they'd rather play against out of Vardy and Aubameyang, a lot of them will say they'd rather play against Aubameyang. Because Vardy is just that threat. You can't take your eye off him. You can't leave him alone for a second because otherwise he's in, he's gone. Razor sharp. That's how Abba should be playing. Like, you claim to have all this pace. I don't ever see you using this pace. You don't make runs, bro, off the ball. It's shocking, man. Like, I can break down this guy's game, whole game, bro. And it's meaty. Proper meaty, you get me? And he's getting found out. I'm glad he's getting found out now. And people need to start really putting some questions on him. And asking him if he really does give a fuck, or if he's just here for the money and to secure his bag. You get me? Because if that's the case, then fuck off, man. Seriously, bro. I'm done with that now, man. Captain or no captain. You should even be captain. Serious, man. Yeah, bro. So he gets a 1 from me. He gets a 1, and he's got an international break now to really think about himself. You get me? Because there's man that I'd rather see on the pitch than you right now. You get me? Man that deserve to be in the pitch. And you're just taking up their minutes, bro. Yeah, man. Enough of that Abba rant. Anyway, back into the player ratings. Next up, Pepe. Pepe for me gets a 5. He wasn't on the pitch. He come on like the 72nd minute. So he's only on the pitch for about 20 minutes or so, but he managed to get himself an assist, and he probably should have had a goal as well. He should have had a goal. There's a great ball from Ødegaard, picked out a ball to him, throw to Pepe in the box, but he was on his right foot, and you know that's not his strongest foot, and he kind of just hit it straight at the goalie, but that's a great chance for him as well. But he made an impact on the game. He got an assist for Abba, great little chip ball, took out the goalie and the defence, for not for Abba, for Lacazette to head it in. Great assist. So yeah, Pepe done well yesterday, so he gets a 5. Martinelli, again, he didn't have enough time on the pitch. He come on in the 82nd minute, so he had 10 minutes. I'm not happy about this Martinelli treatment either. Arteta, you really need to fix up. I think he's dissing Martinelli still, because Martinelli was someone that he inspired the turnaround in our season. When he came out from injury, he was a massive part of that. Him, Saka, and ESR were massive parts of that. So yeah, I think Martinelli deserved more time on the pitch all around. Not even just yesterday, even in Europa. Like, he should be getting more minutes. But yeah, he didn't have much time on the pitch to do anything yesterday, so he gets a standard 5 for me. ESR as well, standard 5. He come on for Xhaka in midfield, and he looks alright. Like, he's getting on it and stuff, like getting it, lending it, taking up good positions and stuff, creating space, creating angles for people. And yeah, he done well when he came on. And I like the fact that Arteta was brave enough to take off Xhaka and put ESR in there, because I thought he might put Ceballos in there or even something like Onini. But yeah, the fact he put ESR in there shows that may be an option for a sub in the future, or an option going forward. You never know. So yeah, ESR gets a standard 5 from me anyway. Yeah, he couldn't do much. And lastly, Mikel Arteta, the manager. For me, again, like I said yesterday, man, it's a mixed performance, man. So but I really didn't like the way we started the game. Obviously, I know that he would never try and set us out with that kind of sluggish attitude. He would like to think that everyone would be on it. I'd like to think that he's motivating everyone to be on it as well. So, but we went down 3-0 in the first half, man, and that's disgraceful. Yeah, and that can't be forgotten. So, yeah, but then obviously the fight back in the second half, that was good fight back, good comeback. I'm gonna go with Arteta. I'm gonna give him a 4, maybe a 4.5, but nothing more than that. Nothing more than that, man. Like I said, overall, it was a bad day at the office for everyone. But yeah, man, that's it, man. People, enjoy the break. You'll be hearing from me.